Welcome back, everyone, to another tier list today. I have coffee with me, of course, right? Why wouldn't I? Shit is like, it's a dick. My cat has a mind of her own. She an adventurer. I don't know what the fuck she doing. Poppy, what are you doing? I think she's gonna cook some soup. I don't know. Oh, she's licking out of the bowl that I had on the stove. Poppy. Oh, nasty. Hold on, let me go get that away from her. Poppy, come here. Okay, that was it's kind of nasty. I gotta clean that bowl out. I made noodles last night and I was letting it soak in water because there you go, she's eating her food. But I was letting it soak so the crap gets off the bowl and off the sides of the dish. Anyway. We got a pretty fun tier list today. We have the Conjuring universe movies. These are all from like 2013 till now. I haven't seen the Nun 2 yet, so I can't rate that. But we have the Conjuring 1, we have the Annabelle 1, the Conjuring 2, Annabelle Creation, or Annabelle 2, the Nun, and then La Llorona, Annabelle Comes Home, and then the Conjuring 3. Now, there's only about, 8 movies. The Nun 2 makes 9, and I wish I've seen that so I could rate it, but I've heard good things about it. But these are some of my favorite movies of all time. James Wan, hell of a director, hell of a filmmaker. I really want to make my own horror movie. I just don't know where to start, and I know it costs a lot of money, and again, I don't know where to start, so I don't know. We'll try to figure that out later in life. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start right now. And by the way, these lists, I did not make these. I just found these on the site. So I didn't put awesome, great, good, okay, all that. They did it, and I appreciate it. That's how these usually work. People just kind of make them and post them. Anyway, The Conjuring 1, I mean, that's an awesome film. I don't care what anyone says. It's a terrific horror movie because there's jump scares, yes. But the main thing of it is the atmosphere that freaks you out and just the shakiness of the camera. It's like found footage kind of in a way, but it's not, if that makes sense. So The Conjuring 1, I've seen that movie so many times. I love it. Fantastic film. That's an awesome film. All right. First, Annabelle. I'm going to say this. I still like this one. I don't know if it was great. It was good. It was definitely good. This was a little more cheesier than the other movies, I think. And it didn't scare me as much as I thought it would because Annabelle is a terrifying doll. And again, I'm going to go back at the end and just move stuff around if I need to. I'm just do that for all these videos. Just clear that out of the way. Anyway, so Annabelle 1, I'd give that right now a good. Probably a good or a great. But right now I'll keep it a good. Conjuring 2, I'm going to give this one a great. I love this one. It's not as scary, I don't think, as the first one. They have a lot of really cool elements, though, with Conjuring 2. Like, they show the Crooked Man. The dog plays a part in the movie. That's pretty well played. Because the dog plays as the Crooked Man. The Crooked Man morphs into the dog, basically, and I like that. I like that they did that. And then the atmosphere, of course, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack for all these movies are great, but I also love the just ambiance of The Conjuring 2. It just feels real, like The Conjuring 1. But in my opinion, The Conjuring 1 definitely is better than The Conjuring 2. I go back to these, thinking about these two all the time, about which one's better, and it's just too hard to even choose. So this would probably be a great to a slight awesome. Next, we got Annabelle Creation. I personally love this movie. I'm going to give that a great. Actually, I think out of all the Annabelle movies, that's an awesome. Because I like how they use the disabled girl. I don't remember what disease she has, but she's disabled. And I was about to say Parkinson's. That's not Parkinson's. Anyway, polio? I don't know what it is. Anyway, they use the demon, to possess her. And I think that it's not cool for her, but I always think it's kind of cool that they, make it so like the weakest person is haunted. Because then it just freaks you out more because you're like, oh my God, what are they going to do? And again, the setting of this movie, I love like farmhouse settings and like old country settings for horror movies. That's why I love The Conjuring 1 and Annabelle Creation, because they both take place kind of in like remote kind of. Conjuring 1 actually reminds me of Resident Evil 7 in a way, like the building and just the surrounding area. So I thoroughly enjoy Annabelle Creation, and I think the acting is pretty good in it. I like the actors in it, and I like how there's elements that they show, like they have little like Easter eggs, like with like the nun. They show a picture of like the convent where the nuns were living, because the farmer has a picture from. I gotta watch it again. I don't want to butcher it for you guys. Just go watch it. Just go watch the movie. It's really good. Okay. To you, it might not be awesome. To me, it's awesome. I could talk about that for days. But anyway, The Nun 1. I'm going to give this... People did not like this movie. I will say, the people did not like The Nun 1. I don't know why. They said it wasn't really that scary. I thought it was. I'm only going to give it a great, though, because they should have showed Valak more. They didn't show Valak as much. I feel like they showed Valak more in The Conjuring 2. And I've heard that they don't really show Valak, who's the main demon, if you don't know. They don't show her as much in The Nun 2. And I'm very surprised about that. I thought they would show her more. But I don't know. Maybe I have to just watch the movie and see. But I'd say right now The Nun 1 is a great movie, a great horror movie, because it ties into The Conjuring 1. Wait, does it tie into The Conjuring 1? Or I think 1, because it's supposed to take place, I think, before 1. I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the end of The Nun, you'll understand why I said that. And the end of the beginning of The Conjuring. Anyway, The Nun 1, yeah, I love, again, the atmosphere, the setting. It's a remote castle, which is awesome. I love that setting for a horror movie. I don't know what my favorite setting actually is for horror movies. Probably farm and country. Residential houses like The Conjuring 2 and Annabelle are good, but you just get that fear factor when you're at like a remote castle or a countryside house or something, or a farmhouse. But yeah, so The Nun, I'll keep it at great. La Llorona, I'm gonna give that an okay to a meh. If I could put it in between, like right there, I would. But I'm gonna give it right now an okay. I kind of knew what was gonna happen in that movie, and it didn't scare me as much. It probably could have been a little scarier. The demon itself wasn't really that scary. I mean, the story behind La Llorona is pretty scary. But this didn't really do... It was entertaining, but it didn't do what The Conjuring 1, Annabelle Creation, and all that did for me. So I don't know. I'd say right now I'd give this about an okay. Again, you guys can agree to disagree. It's all good. But next we got Annabelle Comes Home. This one I think is actually going to be good as well. No, you know what? I'm going to give this one a great, because this one uses all the elements from like the Conjuring movies, like all the toys and the artifacts that Ed Warren keeps in the museum. And the plot, is basically they're away on either on like a church retreat or something like that, or they're helping a case. I don't know. But they leave the daughter at home, and she has a friend come over. The friend is dumb, and okay, that's the only reason I'd probably give it a good, is because the friend was stupid. But I mean, it's a horror movie. I mean, people are usually dumb in horror movies. But anyway, the way that all the toys and artifacts come to life, it's really cool. I think how they did that. And I've been wanting to see, like, ever since The Conjuring 1, I've been wanting to know like what the elements are, the artifacts are, and like how they scare people, or why they're possessed, So I think the way they touched on that was really good. And of course they made Annabelle the queen of the artifacts. But that's a great, in my opinion. I think that's a great movie. The Conjuring 3, you know, people might hate me for this. I'm giving that a good. And I only give it a good because you could tell they CGI'd some stuff and the effects weren't... I don't like that they use as much effects. I'll say that. Because the Conjuring 1 and 2, what I like about them is they are, you know, they seem real. The Conjuring 2 has more effects to it and more visual effects than 1. That's probably another reason I give it a great instead of an awesome. But the Conjuring 3 has a little more of those cheesy kind of effects to scare you or whatever, you know. And it's just kind of, I feel like I knew what was going to happen kind of throughout the movie. Which you could say the same for a lot of these movies, right? I mean, somebody gets possessed and they got to exorcise it. Sorry, I had to drink some coffee. But I still think they executed it pretty well. But it could have been a lot better in my opinion. A great movie, if you want a fucked up movie by James Wan, look up Malignant. That movie's crazy. That has a lot of also like kind of CGI effects and stuff. That kind of takes you out of it, but then there's some fucked up shit that happens that brings you back in. So if you like that, go check it out. But yeah, so I'd say this is a pretty good list, in my opinion, for my own opinion. And again, you don't have to agree. I don't really want you to agree. I want you to talk about why you like or don't like these movies in the comments below and let me know. But I mean, if you agree too, hey, right here, we're friends. But yeah, I'd say this is an okay list. It's probably not the best list. I'm gonna go through again real quick and try to see if this is actually the list I want. So give me one sec, guys. All right, so I moved stuff around. Sorry, I swallowed my coffee down the wrong pipe. I think I'm dying. Oh my God. Okay, I put The Conjuring 2 in awesome. Because the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? That movie is fucking sick. I don't care what anyone says. That's a great movie. And then I moved Annabelle Comes Home to good. Because again, just the dumbness of the person and the people in that movie. And I know that's probably not a smart thing to say about critiquing the movie. But I don't care. I'm not a movie critic, so... I love this movie, but it could have been a little scarier and better in my opinion. But they did use a lot of the elements very well. The Conjuring 3 though, I think it was a great predecessor to the 3 or the 2. And I actually did thoroughly enjoy it the second time I watched it, the more I thought about it, when I was trying to finalize this list. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it a lot. And there's a lot of very memorable moments, like the bed scene. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But I'd say this is a pretty good list. The only thing I would probably switch around again is these two. This is hard for me because they're both about on the same level of good and bad. So I don't know. They're good to great. I'll say that. They're both good to great. This one's probably a little more great. But that's going to be it for me, guys. This has been the Conjuring tier list. I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys did as well. I hope you agreed with me on stuff. I hope you didn't agree with me on stuff. Again, the only thing I would probably change is the Conjuring 3 and Annabelle Comes Home. I need to watch those again. It's been a minute since I've watched those. And since The Nun 2 just came out and it's spooky season, I gotta get back on that because every spooky season I usually watch these movies. And I gotta watch The Conjuring 1 again because that's one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, the more I'm thinking about it and looking at the list, I think I would move The Conjuring 3 back to good and Annabelle Comes Home to great, but I'm going to keep it for now. I keep being indecisive. I got to stop being indecisive. So let me know what you guys think if Conjuring 3 is better than Annabelle Comes Home. To me, it's kind of hard because they're both very good in their own ways. And they both tie in to each other because Ed and Lorraine Warren, it's their house, and Annabelle Comes Home. And, you know, Ed and Lorraine Warren are the main part of Conjuring 3. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want more tier lists like this, let me know. I might do a Futurama tier list at some point, a music tier list, I've said. I'm trying to just think of different ones to do. So let me know, guys. And we got more videos of Ghost of Tsushima and I almost said Ghost of Resident Evil. And we got Resident Evil 7. Those videos coming out. I just uploaded episode 7 of that. So go give that a watch. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support and everything. Let's get to 100 subs, yeah? By the end of the month, what do you guys say? What do you guys say? All right. I love you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.